Hello, it is Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 328 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Yes, the Service Hero Show is back after a little vacation. And today we are going to be highlighting and honoring a service hero extraordinaire. Actually, we've highlighted her before. However, she deserves some more recognition. Meet Caroline Brown. Caroline is a volunteer within the Chemo Buddies for Life organization. She is an ambassador, and she is also helping us with our Give-a-thon that is taking place on December the 3rd, 2019. Yes, Giving Tuesday. So, welcome, Carol.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really well. In fact, it's kind of fun. I'm excited to be back with the Service Hero Show, and we've got Spencer Rose from Chicago showing up. Hello, and good afternoon to you, Spencer Rose. What's up with you? In fact, it's interesting. I keep thinking about the fact that we're here in Southern California, and I'm thinking, ooh, it's getting chilly. I even have long sleeves on. And then we have Carol in Toronto. We have you in Chicago. I know. Oh, and then lately I've been talking with like Rayanne in Minnesota and such. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not so cold here in the Southern California marketplace. However, I do have my blanket with me and my sweater. So
It is cold here and very windy and just gloomy today.
ooh. Well, you know what? To me, that is really cool weather. You know why? And it's going to get to what we're calling to be talking about with Chemo Buddies for Life and what we're doing with the Give-a-thon. And that is, I love it when you get into fall and winter and it's time to kind of slow down, get that fireplace going, work on projects, and have time with those people that you love. That's kind of a cool I know that life still happens and you have to do it in the you have to continue in the snow, remove the snow from your driveway and your car. And yes, I have lived in the snow areas. However, I love this time of year.
Not me. I like warm weather. I do not like cold weather because it does not like my body.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Our bodies. And we're actually raising funds and awareness, and you have joined our effort with the Give-a-thon. In fact, you were the first volunteer. That's why I thought as we come back to having the Service Hero Show, I really wanted to highlight you first, and because we're going to be having quite a few of our volunteers, our sponsors, those that are going to be entertaining and inspiring us and educating us, we're going to be having them on the Service Hero Show. And I went to you first and said, Carol, will you help? And you were like, what do you need, right?
Absolutely.
Right off the bat. And I can't say thank you enough for that, because you really didn't know what you were getting into, nor really did I, because it was right after I had won the first Global Next Impactor contest, and it was like, okay, no time to waste. It's time to get going on the second annual Giving Tuesday event benefiting Chemo Buddies for Life. And mark this down, everyone. We're going to be having save the date up a lot. Please put it in your cell phone. Get your cell phone out right now. Put it in your calendar that you want to be saving the date. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving here in the United States. And I do reference that a lot because of the fact that, Carol, where is it that you live?
I live in Canada.
Yeah. And we have international people that are working with us. We've got you, we've got Vicky, we've got others, we've got some of our ambassadors from all over the world. And so we are a global movement with Chemo Buddies for Life. And yes, Service Heroes Show is going to be for the next 31 days as we are counting down. It is going to be dedicated to Chemo Buddies for Life. Last year, our Giving Tuesday telethon was entitled Service Heroes Telethon Benefiting Chemo Buddies for Life. That was our bigger brand of the Tamara Hunter, under the Tamara Hunter umbrella. This year, Chemo Buddies for Life has its own standing because of the fact that I ran for the first Global Next Impactor with the platform of Chemo Buddies. And so it's really gotten it out there. So this year, it was suggested by Lauren Harris that we give it a fresh new look and name. And that is, we are calling it a Give-a-thon. And so we did 24 hours last year. And this year, we are going to do a full 36 hours. We're going to start the 12 hours before Tuesday, so the tail end of Cyber Monday. So get your shopping in early. And in fact, go to the Chemo Buddies store if you haven't yet. We'll put links in there. And then join us to be educated, entertained, and inspired. Are you excited about the event, Carol?
I am. I'm super excited. It will be like my first online event. Um, it's a passion to go out and help people.
It is, isn't it? We were talking earlier today, and you
Hmm.
actually said it was your passion and purpose, right?
Hmm.
And you have been helping Chemo Buddies for Life. We figured for the last just about year, and you have been working with Teresa Snyder on the Teresa Snyder Show as the production coordinator. What is it that you like about all of that?
Uh, what I like about it is I enjoy helping people. I mean, ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to help. And now I can take that into my passion, into my life now, where I can really go out and service people and just give my help and my service to people. And what I liked about it is I got to communicate and have friendships and get to know people's stories and really connect.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, if you will, the back of the scenes. You're the wind beneath the wings kind of person, right? Because you're helping to actually coordinate. You do all the getting a hold of the people, or once the people have been secured that they're interested, you coordinate it all. You get the information. You help to schedule. You help to make sure that it's. Talk about that. That's a lot of work.
So once I connect with the person, then I go in and I ask them to give me a short bio, ask them to send me their pictures so I can put a post out on Facebook to let everybody know, hey, join us. This person is going to be on the Teresa Snyder Show. And it takes a lot of time to copy and paste all the information, create the post, and making it stand out for people to see. And also, too, is have a conversation with them about, the platform that we're using, making sure that they got earbuds, making sure we do a sound check. So we always do a sound check, usually ten minutes before the show, just to make sure, get related if we don't know that, like if I don't know the guest or if Teresa doesn't know the guest. So that's what we do. And I just enjoy it because I get the passion from people and listening to their stories.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then you're there during the show helping to make sure that everything is still flowing well. You don't just set it up and leave,
No,
do you?
no, I actually go into the comments and I usually sometimes highlight any of the comments that or any of the things that the guest says that may pop out to people. So I usually highlight that in the show. And then I thank them for being on the show, and also ask them to drop all their contacts down into the comments, so that people, can get a hold of them, contact them, So that's basically what I do behind the scenes. So I'm sort of a virtual assistant in the back.
For live shows. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like a hybrid virtual assistant, because not a lot of people would necessarily think of, as a host, of which I am, wouldn't necessarily think, oh, if I was to call upon a virtual assistant, they would understand what it is to have a live show platform. And you actually do.
It's in the car in the sunrise.
Okay.
I love this, because you know what's cool about this, in the fact that you're able to take care of things internationally. Here, I'm in Southern California, you're in California or Canada, I'm in the Pacific time zone, you're in the Eastern time zone, and you're able to work from home, supporting an international show, and affect for positive change. And yet life still happens, and I'm glad that we got to see that, because that's the way it is, right?
Absolutely, it is. I mean, I've helped out about 300 plus guests on our show, and like I said, I've got a journey of listening to everybody's story. It lights up my heart, that I'm not alone in this. Just like, what we talk about the chemo buddies, they're not alone. So, when you hear other people's story, it really lights you up that you aren't alone in this world. You're not alone in the community, because people have gone through transition of maybe what you've gone through, maybe what somebody else has gone through. So nobody faces the world alone.
Right. And that also means, for putting on an event such as what we are in the process of, we've got a huge amount of volunteers in different categories that are working behind the scenes right now to get this extravaganza, this streaming media event up and going for Giving Tuesday. What is it that you're noticing in that you do this? I mean, you actually have put together over the last year over 350 shows, and successfully. And over the last 4 years, if I'm correct, you have put on live events also, where you've had teams of people, large situations in a location, and you know what it's like to do the work beforehand. What are you noticing in the teams that we have that are supporting Chemo Buddies for Life?
We have an amazing team, and we all work together. We all pitch in with ideas. We all support each other. It's just a great community, and it's just keeps growing and growing. So if anybody is out there that wants to volunteer or wants to join, the Chemo Buddies team, hey, don't be afraid. Come out, come and join us.
Right. Well, I will say this, that I was on the phone today with one of our coaches, because the coaches that I won, we won, right, Carol?
Yes, we all won.
Yes, because I kept telling everybody, well, if I win, we're all going to win. Well, that's really what's happening, right? Because we are all getting to learn from these amazing coaches, of which our business coach, Jason Cisneros. What do you think of Jason?
Mr. Jason Cisneros. We're going to call him the BAB. We're just going to leave it at that.
Right. And he's
But you know what?
What?
He lights up our meeting every Wednesday, gets us all going, gets us motivated, and his spirit out there is just to have fun. Guys,
Right.
just have fun.
Right. Have fun and affect change.
Yes, and be effective with everything we're doing in the change. Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I love it. Here we've got Erin, who is one of our volunteers, and actually
Hi,
working
Erin.
very closely with all of us. I love you, Erin. Learning from the best
The
of the
best.
best. It's the truth, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it doesn't hurt that he has a persona that he takes on stage called the Bald Avenger.
That's why we nicked, or was it Swampy that nicknamed it the BAB?
I think it was Swampy. We
Yeah.
have we have a lot of interesting characters in our group, and Jason is amazing, is what Erin is saying, and
Hmm.
I want to really emphasize this because he and I had a very, very solid discussion because of the fact that if anybody's watching Service Heroes right now and hasn't been keeping up on what's happening with the host Tamara Hunter, is that yes, I won the prize of 5 top coaches. That is the prize. And Jason Cisneros is our business coach. He is so smart. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He gets right down to it. He makes sure that it's bite size and yet massive action. So then he rolls in comedy and comic relief in with let's get this done and have it something that's trackable and that we quantifiable, that we can actually put numbers to it. And so you know he
Well,
he'll be
it keeps everybody accountable for their actions,
right.
and if you didn't do what you didn't do, okay.
Right,
Well,
there's no
how
blame.
can we? There's no blame, but how can we help you?
Right. What an amazing team. It's kind of the old business, new business on steroids. Jason Cisneros fashion, Antoine J fashion, because he's a successful businessman that has been able to have multiple companies of his own and then go in and consult with some of the major companies out there to help them in the billion-dollar categories. If they've stalled out, he helps them to kind of figure it out and get moving forward, and so that they have the kind of business that they feel that they deserve to have, whatever that looks like. He's
Hmm.
doing that with Chemo Buddies for Life. And when we were talking today, we were talking about the next year or two and what that is going to look like for the buddies and for this nonprofit. And then I was actually thinking about one of the other nonprofits that he's helping right now. And she and I both started, I didn't realize this until I just saw a post. We both started our 2-year birthdays for the nonprofits are both this month. I knew we had started around the same time. Well, it was literally around the same time. And he's been working with her this whole time. And she is just doing amazing with the nonprofit. We are doing great. We have the social proof. We've been building steady, but now we are going to be going, yes, growth. We are going G spot growth, G equals growth to the moon, lightning fast, because we've got now Jason Cisneros as a coach. And when he was talking to me today about it, he said this. He goes, I believe in it. And he believes in our team. He believes in me and the mission, and we are going to make it. So as we are building for this big event that we're putting on December the 2nd and December the 3rd, right after the Thanksgiving weekend, I feel pretty darn solid about our prospects. And the fact that now we are out there looking to team with certain companies going forward, we are a good cause. We have the solid foundation that we're laying and relaying, because it's not easy to start a nonprofit. And we are making sure that we are 100% bulletproof and compliant. And you know, a lot of the characters that are overseeing this, we've got some pretty solid characters in there, huh, that are pretty strict and want things done correct, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I know for a fact that I'm always being told, okay, we need this, we need that, this needs to be done this way, so it's completely compliant. We're doing an audit, we're doing this, because what does that do? How does that translate for those companies that want to team with us? What do you think, Carol?
Well, the thing is, if we're a solid foundation, then we're going to have the community come out and support us.
Right.
If we're just a flaky, nonprofit where we're not really putting our all into it, then people aren't going to come out. So this is why we really want this to work, and we really want it to be solid and have a good foundation to it, so that we can get these people to come and support us.
Right. And in supporting us, they're supporting those that are affected by cancer. You've gone out in your community there in Toronto, and you've been talking to people. What is the response that you've been getting?
Oh, people are just wanting to help. I mean, I've gone to several businesses. One actually is my husband's business. Excuse me. And his family has gone through it. The five of them in their family, they lost one to stage 4 cancer. So they were willing and willing to help us.
Mm-hmm.
Because their family has been affected by it. And then I have another friend that I just found out about 2 weeks ago that his wife has been going through it, and she just had her leg amputated. So if I had known sooner, maybe I could have got to her, we could have helped her in a way, that she could have looked at it differently,
Yeah. Well, that's where we are. We are here. And what we are building and where our funds are going is that we are building a community that is global. Think of like a matching site, like a Match.com or eHarmony or something like this, that anybody that's going through cancer, those people that are the patient and those people that are those that love and support that patient can go from wherever they are. They don't have to go to a location, which oftentimes that's problematic when you're going through cancer, because I know I never could. We have amazing resources here in my area, yet I never once got to go when I was going through treatment because I was high risk because of autoimmune issues. So, and it was a really bad cold and flu season. So my doctor did not let me go out in public at all. And if I did go out in public, I had to wear mask and gloves. And I had to go to the hospital once because I even got sick with as many precautions as we had. And they had to put me in one of those like bubble machines, I think of. It's a room where the air is not shared. It's all contained in there. So it's a containment room. And you have to think that way when you're going through cancer, because for some, not all, but T's are crossed and I's dotted. Chemo buddies are changing how things are done. I love it. I love it. Yes. And things like when I was going through my cancer, this is Chemo Buddies for Life is modeled after my original buddy and I, because of the fact that I was put in isolation in my own home. Literally, we have medical people in my house. And so what did we have? We had a containment room. We literally had gloves and masks and robe things that if anybody came to the door to talk to me or to hand me something, they did that because we took it very serious. We had pneumonia in my house. So we had to be very careful. Yet I was not isolated and alone because I had a buddy. I didn't have a voice. So I was able to talk with that buddy through Messenger app. And doing that, I did not feel isolated and alone. I was telling jokes through my fingers and everything, and it kept my mind going in a positive direction. And our doctors and our nurses noticed that we had a whole different attitude and energy when we showed up for chemotherapy because we were there together. And when you mention your friend and his wife, and I hear that she had to have the amputation, which depending on the cancer, guys, these things happen. I had breast cancer. I have had 6 surgeries. And yes, I have had a double mastectomy, reconstruction a few times because it doesn't always go right the first time. And that's not uncommon for cancer patients. And we support all cancers, all stages. So I'm thinking that your friend's wife, with having what we're building, the community, and being able to access it from anywhere, that is going to be something that she will be able to access and possibly find some humor, hope, and heart, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I look at it, even just myself, I've never experienced cancer, but just even myself, listening to music is healing.
Right.
Going for a drive in my car, it's healing. Going to the park, it's healing. I go bowling every Tuesday evening because I like to get out in the community and be with my friends, So those are the things that are out there for people that will help, transition through. I mean, like Sharon, we'll talk about Sharon, like every morning. I was so excited to get up every morning and just have that conversation with her and shoot funny jokes back and forth. And I really, I'm going to be honest, I really missed that because that was like, she was my little companion in the morning, to get me motivated, get me going in the morning because of the high spirit that she had in her, even though she was transitioning through cancer.
Right. And she was in so much pain. And anybody that doesn't know who we're talking about, Sharon Nichols Ward was our very first senior ambassador. She helped to build Chemo Buddies to a certain level that actually helped. And she actually convinced me to run for the first Global Next Impactor. She let me know that she kept saying, we need this. We need you to do this. And she has passed. Yet, many of us feel her presence a lot. I know I do. I know that she's still watching over us and helping us to build this community. Let's see. Aaron is saying, my cousin had to have his leg amputated after having cancer. And those days after were really hard until he found his why in making a difference. Those type of stories, right there, even, right there. Without having others that can talk about their stories and how they can overcome and how they've been able to, or their struggles that they're struggling right now. And then having a social conscious movement, a movement that is making a difference, like a home to come home to, where you feel comfortable and safe. that you can say, okay, I'm a little scared right now, or I'm hurting right now, or whatever it may be, and that you can be heard, and then you can be entertained, you can be educated, you can be listened to. And yes, you can be giggling with someone over a cup of coffee. And that is one of the things that we are preparing for is our coffee club. And that we will be doing that, modeling it after Sharon, because she did. She had coffee with Carol, she had coffee with me, she had coffee all day long because she was awake pretty much all day long. That was her way of getting you to visit, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll show you my coffee cup. Are you ready? Here's my coffee cup.
I love it. Never, never, never give up. Yep, one of my very favorite sayings. Absolutely. Now, as we are preparing for our event, we are having a meeting today, and we're going to start plugging in some of the talent that is going to be performing and some of the locations we will be going live to. We're going to be remoting to here and then to there and bringing in the excitement that's going on. We are going to be telling stories. We're going to be doing so much. We're going to be learning about how we can heal. What is your, you were just sharing about healing through music. We've talked about that a lot. In fact, we did a little healing through music event when I was running for the next Impactor that helped to benefit the Fusion Project. What have you learned, Carol, in the education that we've been sharing in regards to how important music is? Because we all love it, but not necessarily do we always understand that it actually can help us, right?
Oh, yes, it does. Like I said, I go in my car and I'm by myself and I turn on my tunes and I sometimes they're loud in my car and I sing along and I just go into a space where there's nothing there, nothing to bother me, and I just listen to the words.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gets me in a different frame of mind and it clears whatever's there to release what's inside me that maybe that I'm fighting with throughout the day, or somebody made me angry, it releases the tension in me.
Which
And
is
I
so
can go for hours. I can go for hours in my car and just play the music and hit a country road, and just travel. I just love it. It's so relaxing.
I love that.
Even at home, I turn on my music when there's nobody here and I want to clean my house. But that's what gets me motivated. Turn on the music, dance, and I start going around and I start cleaning. And I'm like, wow, I did a lot today by listening just to the radio or to, my favorite song.
I do the same. My kids, though, it's so funny. Here's a funny story.
I'm just glad there's nobody in my house watching me.
Right. Well, this is the story I'm going to tell. I sing at the top of my lungs, and yeah, I had the earbuds going, and the songs, and I love show tunes, so I'm pretending like I'm on stage, whatever. Even if I'm cleaning grout, because I do it while I'm cleaning also. And one evening, I'm there in my kitchen, and I'm cleaning that grout, and I'm just going to town. And I'm singing. All of a sudden, I turn around, and there's like 5 teenager boys standing right there, just like. and one of them is one of my sons, and he's like, oh.
He's like, really, Mom?
I know, because that's the joke. Mom's singing again.
That's like my neighbor. Sometimes she'll hear me upstairs and she's like, hey, you sing pretty good. And I'm like, no, I'm tone deaf. But I'm just having fun. And it makes my day, it makes me smile.
And really, when it comes down to it, that's what it's all about. We need to be smiling. We need to be healing. We need to be able to find our joy, our humor, our hope, and our heart. And so, as we are, and we're going to be talking over the next 31 days, you guys are going to be hearing a lot about this as we are preparing for those that are going to be entertaining. We are actually going to have comedians from a comedy club. Actually, they're going to be up on stage at a comedy club that they'll be entertaining us. We have people that are going to be entertaining us from all over the world. And then we're going to be having watch parties and where it's all about raising funds and awareness. So if someone wants to get a hold of us and say, I want to do one of those watch parties, would they be able to get a hold of you, Carol?
They can get a hold of me on Facebook, or they can go through Caroline Brown at the production and virtual assistant site. I have a page there. They can connect with me anywhere on Facebook.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to sync that information into the comments here. Also, Erin, who has been commenting a lot. Erin,
I know, I've been watching Erin.
Yes.
I love Erin.
Yeah, oh, I know. I do too. I do too. So Erin is another one. She'll be able to help take your information. We are looking for people that want to have watch parties that, think of it this way, like kids that they're raising funds for school and they go around, okay, I'm going to be walking laps, and you can either donate per lap or you can just donate. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having different watch parties throughout the United States and throughout the world. And some of them are going to be doing it around having a watch party around like the gym. Like I think one group is thinking that they're going to do it either treadmill or they're going to do it Zumba class. But something like, okay, so many minutes in Zumba class. Okay, if I do that, I'm going to be raising funds for chemo buddies. Will you support me? And that's just one idea. Okay, here's awesome. Thank you, Erin. If anybody wants to know more about and I have to thank our team. This is a combination effort that we have. Erin and Christy and Tony and Carol and everybody that has been putting this together, that we've got this email address, Giving Tuesday event at CB4L, that's Chemo Buddies for Life, CB4L.org. And let us know that you want to have a watch party. If we have a few slots left because we extended the 24 hours out to 36 hours. So we're plugging in everybody now. So I believe we have a few hours left. They may be in the middle of the night, but it won't be in the middle of the night everywhere throughout the world, because this is going to be streaming live through all social media platforms. We are going to be live leaping it out to the social media platforms, and then it will also be live on our website. And all of our volunteers will be helping to share this out too. So we are going to have a very large viewership of what is going on. And that's important for people to know if they're going to be a sponsor. So let's talk about why do you believe, because you've been out there talking to businesses and individuals, why would someone want to be a sponsor?
Well, it helps their business. It puts them out there too, as well as it puts out the chemo buddies.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It helps their business grow as well as us. So by having a sponsor, your logo goes out is out there in the community or, around the world, and people get to know you then. So this is the reason why we should have, the sponsors.
Right, right. And Erin's letting everybody know that info at CB4L, you can also go to info@cb4l.org for any questions, get information. And also the team is just absolutely stellar. In fact, that's what Jason was saying today. He's so impressed with our team. The quality of, I call it the dream team. We have a true dream team that is working with us. And what's really cool is when other really amazing people say, wow, I'm humbled. And I'm thinking, I'm humbled to be working with you and you're humbled to be working with them. That's a really great situation. And we're bringing people together from all different disciplines, and they're starting to find reasons and ways to be able to team and work together too, which is pretty exciting. The sponsors that we are looking for, I want people to understand this, is that they will be sponsors for our Giving Tuesday event, and we will be continuing highlighting them as sponsors for this next year. So we will, as our beta site goes live, their sponsorship will still be highlighted and their names will be shown. So I am thinking this is a really great deal as a business person, right?
It benefits it benefits their business as well as it benefits anybody else in the community too, because they get to see that they supported something that's a great cause, and to be recognized, for a whole year, it's just amazing.
Right. Well, we were just going to do it for the event, and anybody that knows me knows that I really am all about value and making sure that we go over and above, that anything we do is not only great, it is exceptional. It's beyond words. We think outside of the box, we do unique things. And I thought, okay, we're at that crest that we're about to just go taking off because of winning the first Global Next Impactor and all the coaches that are helping us, and we see where we're going. However, it's still a little bit of a newer nonprofit, and so someone may say, well, is this a risk, whatever it may be? And I'm thinking, no, we know it's not. We know it's so much that it was like, I thought we need to make sure that we let them know that this is amazing value for the dollars. You put it out for a year and the kind of exposure that they'll be getting, that is exceptional. Yeah, sponsors all that for it. Yeah, exactly, for a whole entire year until the next Giving Tuesday, which is going to be huge. Our next this one's going to be amazing. This is our second annual.
Yes, and I like how Erin said that. It's a hashtag and it's value.
Yes, exactly. And the fact that you're in Canada, you didn't bring up one thing that those in the United States get to benefit from also, in that this is a tax donation. It's tax deductible. We are a 501c3. And so not only is it a marketing dollar, if you will, getting your name out there, it's something you can write off. It's a tax write-off. So in every which way you win. And if you've ever known anybody that's ever been affected by cancer, how valuable it is to have a resource, a place where people can go. And we are the people that we have working with us, pretty exceptional. What's going to be happening here soon when our beta site is up, just for your knowledge, everyone, is that we are going to be having what are called forums. And so that if someone is going through cancer, the patient or those people that love and support them, and they need to learn something, they need help in something, they most likely will be able to go to one of our resident experts, one of our volunteers that will be donating their time and helping to lead groups. And then on top of it, many times there may be coursework. We have many courses that are going to be sunk into this area where you'll be able to learn. You'll be able to print off journals if you're into journals. And we also will be receiving in-kind donations. And so that if there's certain types of items that you may need, we may be able to send them to you. So there's a variety of things that we are doing for our and this is only the beginning. There's so much more coming. This is what we're doing for our community. We are like no other nonprofit that's out there supporting those that are affected by cancer. We are the only one that's like this. We're a hybrid. And we're very excited about our program. So as we start to close about the program or the event that's taking place, what is it that you would like to share? Because you yourself, professionally, your professional job, you have your own company, and you are a VA, a virtual assistant, and a production assistant. So you help others. This is what you do for a living. With that said, do you feel pretty darn comfortable that our production, our event, is going to be an event worth sponsoring, in your professional opinion?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy what I do. It's my passion, and yeah, this event is going to benefit. It is going to benefit, guys. Like, come out, join us, donate. I just, I've been blessed to be with you guys, and give my talent out there. And I thank you, Tamara, for offering it to me.
Well, it's my pleasure, my honor, actually. I mean, who's out there that's a production assistant that's done over 350 shows, and people have been thanking her. We have people internationally now that are seeking her out to work with her. You are right now opening up because of some changes taking place. You're actually opening up right now to possibly work with a few others.
I'm looking into taking on a few others. I have a few questions to ask the people what they're looking for, what platform they're looking for, what kind of people that they want on their shows. There's a lot of things that I can discuss with people on what it is that they're looking for.
Okay. All right. Right. Because I do know this, that the fact that I have witnessed you as a production assistant, because I've been one of the guests that you've put on a couple times on the show for Teresa, and you are, in fact, when we were thinking about doing the second annual, and that's why I called you first, it was like, okay, she could be a hound dog, guys, if she, and she needs to be, okay, Tamara, I need that bio now. I need this, I need that, because, okay, or we're going to have to reschedule, and that's what you need. And then to have you feel comfortable that everything is going to go well. There's a question I would just go to Carol, okay, because there's been, and okay, so what am I supposed to do? And you are so responsive, you are so helpful, you make people feel very comfortable, very welcome, very, very treasured. And that's what you want for an event and for a nonprofit to be putting on 36 hours. That is something huge. And so it was like, okay, will you help me, and will you build a team of people that will help those that are going to be on this show, on this event, to have that kind of an experience where it goes off as flawlessly as you've been able to help Teresa Snyder's show.
Oh, absolutely. And like my biggest assets for me is time management and really organizational skill abilities. I really like to be organized. I like to have everything ready to go. I try not to have any flaws in the middle of it. I just want it to run smoothly. So with the production team that I'm going to meet up with tonight, those will be the couple of the questions. Is we just want to run this really smoothly. With no
And anybody that knows me knows I need that. Service Hero Show is a fun show, but I've been the one basically doing it. And I'm a little bit more 30,000 foot. Yes, I can run a mile a minute. I'm the Energizer Bunny.
Yes, we know that.
and yet we know the strengths and we know the weaknesses. And to run anything effectively, you need to know where your weaknesses are. And exactly what you're talking about, Carol, is one of my weaknesses. I will be real honest about it. And so that's why you and Aaron and Tony and Rayanne and Christy and Marianne and Swampy, and I can keep going on and on and on. All of these people that have the strengths where my strengths are not, and then are willing to, with wonderful, amazing, passionate hearts, give so that those affected by cancer do not have to face it alone. It is so incredibly, I am forever grateful that you have seen the vision, that the others have seen the vision and have joined me to then, because this is bigger than all of us, and we all know that, right?
Mm-hmm. You know what? I am so honored to be a part of this. I really am. And it just shows that, I'm able to put my ability out there to help, that I've had a passion, throughout my life.
Thank you. So anybody that is looking to become a sponsor with us and knows me and wants to know, is this going to run smooth? Yes, because we have the right production team, the right, co-producers, we have production assistants, we are putting in place. I mean, they're building all of these forms and spreadsheets and all this stuff to make sure that we have an extravaganza. We have a show. We have a give-a-thon that is worthy of where we are going in the future. And again, I paint this picture a lot because I want people to understand this is the second annual of years to come of a give-a-thon. Remember, for those that are old enough, the Jerry Lewis telethon, right?
I remember.
Right. And Jerry Lewis telethon on the weekend of the event took over the airwaves. Every single station, you can turn on your TV and not watch the Jerry Lewis telethon. It took over the airwaves, and it actually took over Las Vegas. The red carpet went out. I actually went there one year when it was going on, just to be in the city at the time. Little did I know, it was that impactful to me. Little did I know that years in the future, we would be having a nonprofit that is affecting, that will be able to help nearly everybody in the world, because nearly everybody's been affected by cancer, should they want to be a part of our community. And that we are building a hybrid, a modern day version, and program that here soon in the next year or two, think of a live event with light, camera, and action streaming out there through all social media, on the traditional TV, on the Hulus and the Rokus. Yes, on and on and on. That you can go and sit in the audience. You can be watching it from your computer. You can be whatever else may be happening in the near future electronically. And that's where we're going. So if you want to have first right of refusal, say that 5 times fast, Tamara. Join us now, because anybody that gets involved with us now gets to say that they were involved with us before you saw the vision like we do, because it's going there. Trust me. Mark my words. Everything that I have said, we were building from the very beginning. Anybody, I mean, has it not been going forward the way that I painted it to you before, way back when I first talked to you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I even said that you were going to be the global's next impactor because
Right.
you just had that vision, and that vision was going strong. And you know what? It's still going strong, and it's going to keep going strong.
So anybody that, if you are going to be putting some money out there because you need to, because of taxes, you want to, because your heart is there, whatever, in honor of someone, because we will be having honor walls and we will be mentioning people, whatever it may be, contact us and become a part of this amazing movement, because we are taking the scary out of cancer, and we are the Buddies Network, and we are healing through connections, and we are going to change the way cancer is done throughout the world, one person at a time. And I want to just say this as we're getting ready to go. Aaron and I met a crazy event. Things were just crazy and hectic and everything. And yet we both felt that we were supposed to talk to each other. And I mean, the odds were completely against us. And when we spoke for just a few moments, it was, I mean, I'm getting chills even now. It was like we were meant to work together, and she let me know that she was in. Didn't know what it would be, but she was there. And that was well before any of what we're doing now. So this has not been deviated from the very beginning, guys. We will make this happen. I have not 1 ounce of a doubt. And if you want to have any kind of a surety, look at the coaches that are working with us. That's what we started with. We have amazing coaches. We have amazing people. And we have a program that is working. Doctors and nurses are seeing the difference. We should be allowing anybody that needs us to find us. And that is what we're building. And we are going to change the way things are done out there, one person at a time. So thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you for being the service hero that you are. Thank you for agreeing to help us run this event, this major, huge show that I will be live for 36 hours. I am going to be awake and alive and the host with others helping, co-hosts, but I will be there, because the thing is, you have to lead by example. And that's what I am willing to do, is lead by example and say, it is worth it. We want you to be there, so I will be there. That's the commitment. And the fact that you're going to be there with your team, to make sure it runs smoothly, I thank you.
I thank you.
Okay, go out there and make it a great evening, guys. If you haven't had your daily dose of laughter, go out and find it. And go check out HemoBuddiesForLife.org and
Yeah, and I'll
CB4O.
be 36 hours with my coffee and in my cup and my pot behind me when I'm doing this production.
Never give up. Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.